Oh, okay. 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 Is she here?
She just went to the ladies' room.
Oh, okay. We're going to begin in 1 minute. There she is. Okay, our deputy speaker. I'm going to introduce the leadership team in a minute, but before we begin, I really want to start with the unconscionable situation with our employee that we announced on Monday, Raphael, who is currently detained in an immigration facility. I want to just reiterate the facts of what happened. On Monday afternoon, he went to a routine check-in at an immigration facility in Bethpage. He was then detained by ICE at that routine check-in. At that point, he called HR in the city council, who notified me. We immediately reached out to NILAG and the New York Immigration Coalition in order to ensure that Raphael had proper legal representation. Critically, we were able to file habeas for Raphael the exact same day he was detained, and we were able to, importantly, communicate with his family. I want to thank many of my colleagues who joined me that Monday night, as well as Congressmember Dan Goldman, who also stood with us. And thanks to the very quick action that we were able to take, I want to underscore that Raphael currently remains in New York. Again, Raphael currently remains in New York. To protect his safety, we are unable to disclose any additional information, as our top priority is his safe return home. I do want to say Raphael has now retained private legal representation, and so at this point, for his safety, we're not able to disclose any additional information, but we are working, as you can see, extremely diligently to get him home. I want to highlight the lack of accountability that transpired in this whole process, because we were obviously urgently trying to reach Raphael on Monday afternoon, and I could not even reach the ICE detention center in Bethpage. If you go onto the website and try to reach the ICE detention in Bethpage, there is a phone number listed. If you call that phone number, it is not even working. And so the fact that any member of government, let alone the Speaker of the City Council, cannot reach our own city employee is a level of accountability we will not tolerate. We are going to keep fighting back against any tactics that seek to perpetuate the lack of transparency and the lack of due process. And we will keep fighting back against a system where literally someone is following the Trump administration's own directives, which is to go to mandated check-ins, mandated routine check-ins, which Raphael did. And he had all the legal papers to work here. So I'm going to reiterate, he had all the requisite legal papers to be an employee of the City Council and legally and lawfully work here. This is simply not acceptable, what happened to him. And as New Yorkers, we will stand up for the rights of every single neighbor and for the dignity of all New Yorkers, because we are a city where everyone belongs. So today, which is our first pre-stated press conference, very exciting, I am so thrilled to be joined by the incredible members of our wonderful new leadership team. Deputy Speaker Natasha Williams. Majority Leader Sean Abreu. Majority Whip Camilla Hanks. Deputy Whip Elsie Encarnacion. Deputy Leader Sandra Ong. Deputy Leader Chris Banks. And also on our leadership team are our Land Use Chair, Kevin Riley, our Finance Chair, Linda Lee, our Education Chair, Eric Dinowitz, our Chair of Oversight and Investigation, Shekhar Krishnan, and our Minority Leader, David Carr. Today, the Temporary Rules Committee voted on chairmanships and committee assignments. Every decision was made with incredibly thoughtful consideration, really looking at the needs of our city moving forward and this body's ability to be able to confront them. Among committees that I want to note were established for the first time are incredibly exciting. We have our subcommittee on early childhood education, chaired by Councilmember Jen Gutierrez. This is such an important subcommittee because this council has been working on child care for years. In 2022, we passed a whole slate of bills focused on getting New York City on a path to universal child care. And now the council is taking this very, very important step on early childhood education. And then we have a new committee to combat hate, which will be chaired by Councilmember Yusuf Salam. Hate crimes are up all across our city. It's unacceptable, and we as a council are going to do something about it. And then I'm proud to say that we have a new committee on disabilities, which will be chaired by Councilmember Shahana Hanif. The disability community deserves its own representation. There are so many issues that we need to confront, and certainly around a lack of accessibility. So I really look forward to the work that that committee will do. And then lastly, there is a new committee on workforce development chaired by Councilmember Julie Wan. We want to make sure that we are always creating pathways of opportunity for young people throughout New York City, and workforce development, particularly workforce development at NYCHA centers and throughout the city, are going to be very important to accomplish that. So these new committees really reflect some of those changing priorities and critical needs that the city of New York has. I'm so confident in this leadership team. I'm incredibly confident in our new committee chairs. I think we have an outstanding group that is going to be working on this. And I now want to invite Deputy Speaker Natasha Williams to say a few words.
It's coming. Thank you so much, first to the Speaker, for entrusting me with such a big leadership position. I'm grateful for the trust. As I said before, I'm grateful for our friendship, and I look forward to continuing to work with you and advance your agenda. Today, I step into a new chapter in my work as a New York City Council member, as Deputy Speaker and Chair of the Committee on Cultural Affairs, Libraries, and International Intergroup Organizations. I'm excited, I'm hopeful, and most of all, I'm ready. I'll be working closely with Speaker Menin to support her leadership and move the Council's legislative and budget priorities forward. My focus will be making sure our decisions are transparent, accountable, and grounded in what New Yorkers actually need. I will also work alongside the Council's first ever Chief Equity Officer, and I think that the Speaker deserves a round of applause for that, to help strengthen the Council's independence and embed durable safeguards that ensure our legislative, budgetary, and oversight decisions are disciplined and impactful. I'm committed to carrying this work forward. As chair of the Committee on Cultural Affairs, Libraries, and International Intergroup Organizations, I'm committed to celebrating the artists, the cultural institutions, and the creative voices that tell the stories of underrepresented communities, preserve our histories, and strengthen the neighborhoods across New York. Everything I do is grounded in Southeast Queens. The needs, the experiences, and the voices of our district shape how I approach every decision every day. That perspective guides my leadership across the Council, helping me ask hard questions, strengthening our processes, and staying accountable to the people we serve. My office will continue to be accessible, responsive, and rooted in the everyday concerns of our neighborhoods. I am grateful to my colleagues for their support, and again to Speaker Menin for her partnership, and most importantly, to the residents of Southeast Queens for inspiring the work every day, for bringing me here, for putting me here. I remain committed to staying connected to the needs of our city and making sure that we deliver a place that we all call home.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I'm now going to call on our Majority Leader, Sean Abreu.
What up, what up? It seems like I have a fan club here. It is the honor of a lifetime to be standing alongside Speaker Menin as the City Council's Majority Leader. Thank you, Speaker, for designating me in this role. It means a lot to have your confidence. Thank you as well to my colleagues for all of their support and their partnership. And a special thanks to my constituents, neighbors, families, and friends in Upper Manhattan who guide everything that I do. When I was a kid in Washington Heights, my family was evicted from our apartment, and we relied on our community to get back on our feet until my mom got a job at Zabar's and my dad as a janitor at the Port Authority. I've experienced firsthand what can happen when you're one missed rent payment away from losing your home, and then the unimaginable happens. I'll never forget how our community took us in and gave my family a second chance. That's the experience that drove me to become a tenants lawyer and to run for office. I am ready to help lead the council as we make our city more affordable for working families, from delivering universal child care to reining in high sky medical costs, which the speaker always talks about, to finally building more housing. And we will take on these issues that matter most to New Yorkers. As the speaker said last week, we have an exceptional opportunity to take the council into a new era, one that is proactive and informed by initiative and ingenuity. I've seen what this kind of vision can accomplish. 4 years ago, my district wasn't always a nice place to walk around. Trash bags piled up on the sidewalks, and we had the smells to match. I said no more, and now all of our trash is in containers, and we have our sidewalks back. Today, families can walk down the block without dodging rats and garbage or holding their breath, and we can take pride in our neighborhoods. The sidewalks are for people again. I'm going to bring the same people-first approach to our streetscapes, a part of our city that impacts everyone every day. I'm ready to get to work. Let's deliver for New York with the proactive, innovative leadership this moment demands, and that Speaker Menin has the skill and dedication to achieve. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Majority Leader. And now we're going to hear from our Majority Whip, Camilla Hanks.
So I'm going to be very, very brief, but first and foremost, today is a great moment of deep pride and gratitude for me and all of my colleagues that stand alongside of me. Firstly and foremost, I want to begin by thanking Speaker Menin for this incredible opportunity and for the trust she has placed in me. This appointment reflects her commitment to an inclusive leadership and to ensure that all 5 boroughs have a seat at the table as we move our city forward. I am proud to support Speaker Menin and her bold agenda to deliver real results for New Yorkers, results that strengthen our neighborhoods, expand opportunity, and ensure fairness and equity across our city. I am especially honored to be the first Staten Islander to serve as Majority Whip for the New York City Council. This is really a historic moment for Staten Island, and it really affirms that Staten Island is no longer the forgotten borough. So I look forward to working closely with Speaker Menin and my colleagues to build consensus, move legislation forward, and deliver to every community that we serve. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm ready to take any on-topic questions first.
Sure. Thank you. I noticed, Speaker, in the assignments that basically every single chair, I think with the exception of 2, are being switched up from where they were at in the last session. Mm-hmm. It seems like a very broad and sweeping change. Can you just explain a little bit why you saw a need to
Sure. We have incredible talents within this body. There are so many members who have unique experience, so we really wanted to bring that to bear. And so I think it's an opportunity to have fresh, bold, new leadership as we face this next iteration of the City Council. And so I'm really excited about these new chairs, and I'm confident they are going to deliver for New Yorkers.
Are there any ideological considerations about the old chairs that you...
No, this is not about ideology. I mean, I think Mayor Fiorella LaGuardia said it best. There's no ideological way to pick up the trash. This is about competency. It's about city services. It's about making sure government works for New Yorkers. We certainly saw in the last administration, city agencies were gutted. That led to very poor city services for many city agencies. We want to improve that. And that's really what we're endeavoring to do with not only this new leadership team, but with the committee chairmanships.
Point to LaGuardia's quote about ideological differences. I mean, wouldn't you say that there are ideological considerations that go into which hearings are held, what issues are taken up, and if you take that into consideration? And I noticed that Councilmember Zhuang has her first committee hearing. I know she had some controversy last year when she bit a cop. Have you spoken to her about that? I know that case has been settled, but I don't know if that was considered when she was selected for her leadership?
First of all, on the ideology portion, it's not about ideology. Again, it's about trying to restore faith in city government, which I think, honestly, after the last 4 years, hit an all-time low around corruption, around fraud, around waste, around abuse. We are going to reform that. And so I look forward to, and let me just be clear, we are going to be taking a look back at what happened at some of these city agencies. No bid contracts, billions of dollars in no bid contracts that balloon the budget. Unacceptable. City agencies that were hollowed out, the former agency that I worked at, the law department, and other agencies completely gutted and hollowed out so that they're not able to do the vital work. Okay, I don't know if that's a sign. I won't take it personally. And so, Katie, we are really focused again on trying to improve the functioning of the city agencies, and that's why I mentioned it's not about ideology. It is about, again, government working for people, competency, effectiveness, proactiveness, and all of that. With respect to your question about Councilmember Zhuang, that case was resolved. Councilmember Zhuang is going to be chairing the Aging Committee. We have real needs for senior centers, for the aging population that have to be met. And I know she is deeply committed to that. She has a very large senior population within her district, and she's committed to delivering on that issue.
Sure. Yeah, Bob? Staffing and the council were very concerned about I guess, data analyst from the New York City Council who was abducted by ICE, I believe, from Venezuela. Do you have any update on that circumstance?
Well, I updated in the beginning. I don't know, Bob, if you were here for that.
On time.
Yes. I'm sorry. We're now always on time. Like Ja Rule said, always on time. So let me just say about the employee, Raphael, he went to a routine appearance in Bethpage on Monday afternoon. He was detained by ICE at that time. He was given one call. He called the HR department at the city council, who then immediately notified me. I immediately notified NILAG, the New York Immigration Coalition. As you know, we held an update Monday night. We were joined by a number of council members, Congressmember Goldman, and others who joined us that evening. Thanks to our getting NILAG involved, we were able to get the habeas filed. What I said is that Raphael is currently in New York. I just want to reiterate that. He is currently in New York. We are not able to disclose the location because, again, our primary goal is his safe return. He now has outside private legal representation.
On topic question. I noticed a lot of the newly elected members got committee chairs.
Yes.
I want to know what the rationale behind that was, if you had to deal with any bruised egos from members who were elected back in 2021. And then secondly, Councilwoman Palladino is only on 2 committees. I see veterans and fire. She used to serve on a lot more with his broader portfolio. Is this a punishment for those comments she made on social media?
So first of all, I'll take the new members and then about Councilmember Palladino. So in terms of the new members, we have an amazing new class that is coming into the City Council with really fantastic experience and expertise. And so we wanted to have a mix of new voices, and obviously we really respect the seniority of our returning members, most of whom are chairing committees. So it's really a mix of both, as it was 4 years ago. In terms of Councilmember Palladino, there is a referral to the Standard and Ethics Committee that will meet her comments that she has done on Twitter. And obviously, I was able to get her to take one of the offensive tweets down at the time. But there are numerous, too many to count, content on her social media that is abhorrent and is unacceptable. And so I made that decision about the committees with that in mind, because we are not going to tolerate that kind of conduct and that kind of divisiveness within the body.
One more on topic.
Sure. For the Speaker Menin, why did you want to appoint a Staten Islander to such a high position? And for
She's going to take that as an insult. But I take that as a compliment, and I just want to tell you why. I have served as commissioner of several city agencies, and in my role as commissioner of the Department of Consumer Affairs, and I know I've talked to Councilmember Hanks about this, spent a lot of time on Staten Island. And when I served as commissioner of media and entertainment, we built one of the new film studios in Staten Island. We have 5 boroughs, and it's very important that we recognize that. And so the appointment of our new majority whip, I think, is really a reflection of that we are one city, an inclusive city, where all boroughs have a seat at the table.
You previously stated that you would thoroughly vet Mayor Mondada's proposed Department of Community Safety, and you recently appointed someone with more conservative views than the past public safety chair. What were your conversations with Councilmember Police about thoroughly vetting the program?
Well, first of all, that legislation and all legislation has to be reintroduced, under our procedures. In terms of my conversations with Councilmember Filez, we are going to look at all public safety issues as they come. You have progressives on the Public Safety Committee, you've got moderates, you've got a real ideological mix on public safety, so you've got broad-based ideological views on that committee, and we look forward to having that conversation and hearing from the members on it.
All right, two more off-topic questions, Dave. You mentioned staffing up agencies. You're concerned about that. There's a couple of laws that were passed last year that are going to be going into effect soon that are going to be regulating various delivery companies that goes through DCWP. The agency has said that they need a lot more staff to do it. Do you see yourself supporting doubling the staffing of DCWP in this budget?
We have to increase the staff of DCWP. I served as commissioner there. The agency is woefully understaffed. We are constantly asking DCWP to do more, to take on more functions. I served as commissioner when we morphed the agency from the Department of Consumer Affairs to the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection, where we took on the responsibilities of launching the paid sick leave law, the living wage law, the car wash workers bill, the Freelance Isn't Free Act. And now you've seen DCWP go into new areas around worker protection, which is so important and so critical. So they do need additional staff, and we look forward to addressing that in the budget. And I know our finance chair, I'm sure, and our deputy speaker are going to have a lot to say on that.
It's not, if they say we need double the amount.
I don't know what the exact amount will be. We have to look at every agency on the merits. We have to really look at it with a fine-tooth comb. We can't just say from the outset, oh, it's going to be double, it'll be triple, it'll be half, it'll be this or that. That wouldn't be responsible. We're going to take a responsible approach to the budget as the fiscal stewards.
Last question. We're good.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
Good job.